perfect date starts in a small cafe. There's hearts everywhere cause it's Valentine's Day. We order up waffles, then share the whole plate. Sit by the window and start to debate. There's nobody else I'd rather spend my everyday with.
Hey guys, welcome to a hopefully creative and productive vlog. I just got my hair cut, as you guys saw from the last clip. But yeah, I just got some layers in. It's been a really long time, about a year since my last haircut, and I just feel really refreshed. But now that I'm kind of looking in the viewfinder, it really just looks exactly the same, but that's okay. So I have been slowly getting back into creating things for fun, and I just did a huge update to my Dribble account by adding in a bunch of new designs on there. And I think one thing that has really helped me get that design and creative spark back was testing out new UX tools. And today I really want to show you guys an amazing tool that I've been using lately called Protopie, who is also sponsoring today's video. As a UX designer who transitioned into UX without a design background, animations just have never been my forte. But there is just so much that you can convey visually with interaction and movement and animation that you just can't replicate with static images. So I have been looking for a tool that can help me illustrate the ideas that I had in my mind so that I can put them on a screen and then share them more effectively, and Protopie has been an amazing tool for me to do so. Protopie is a high-fidelity, no-code prototyping tool with a plugin that helps you fast import designs from Figma, Sketch, and Adobe XD. After you download Protopie Studio to your Windows or Mac computer, you can use the Protopie plugin on Figma to export your Figma frames directly into Protopie. One of my first mini projects, or pies, was adding an interaction to one of my favorite designs I have ever made, my Fire Emblem UI that I did on my channel last year. So after importing it, Protopie has a trigger response-based prototyping experience. You first select a type of trigger that you want, and then what should happen as a response. In the right-hand sidebar, I'm going to select Add Trigger and choose Tap. Then I can select the layer that I want this interaction to act on. Also, Protopie has made me realize how badly I need to name my layers. Anyways, after I do that, I can choose what I want to happen on tap by selecting this little plus sign here, and then I'll select Reorder. So I want to reorder my Great Lord card and then move it to the back, and then I want to move and also rotate my Cavalier and my Archer card, and I also want to increase the opacity. So I can do that with the same process that I just did. And at any stage, I can check how it looks by choosing Preview from the top right, and I can tweak and edit it until I'm satisfied. I think the best part about Protopie is that it is so intuitive that it really breaks down that barrier to advanced prototyping. I can create the interactions that I visualize in my mind, and I can show my team, which saves a lot of time on extensive documentation, design specs, and even just lots of back and forth meetings. And instead, I can just show them exactly what I want, and more than anything, it's just really fun to use too. As I've been slowly getting back into creating for fun, I am just so excited to see where I can take my designs with Protopie. So if you're interested in trying out Protopie, you can use my code Charli and the link I have in my description to receive 20% off your monthly or yearly pro plan. New users can also have a quick start using the learning material that is available on Protopie's YouTube channel or through Protopie School at learn.protopie.io. And a huge thank you to Protopie for sponsoring this video. Hey. I mean, I think it's really important that you are there and present.
She likes the way I keep my nightstand filled up with books. I think it's sweet.
So, I think it's important that you be there for her. Would tomorrow at this time work for you? Bye, good luck.
No matter how our lives will be, I'll tell you, I won't tell you to leave.
Did I tell you guys we got a new couch recently? So my husband and I picked this up from EQ3 and we were able to customize it to exactly what we wanted to. We were able to customize the size, the shape, the legs, the fabric, everything like that, and we really love it. But as you can see, the focus right now isn't really the couch, but it's actually on the Sega Saturn, which is down here in our little makeshift media center. So a few weeks ago, I went to my parents' house and picked up our Sega Saturn. This is the same Sega Saturn that I mentioned in oh, the camera just slid down. This is the same Sega Saturn that I mentioned in my previous video when I was customizing my Joy-Cons, but this was my very first console and introduction to video games in my life. And I can't believe how dirty it's gotten. It's definitely got that old yellow console-y plastic look kind of going on. So I did some research and I figured you need to use something called Salon 40 in order to get out the yellow coloring on it. So it's on order right now and I'll definitely show you guys how I end up cleaning it and how nice it looks and everything. But for today, I really want to plug this in, hopefully, and see if I can still play it. Okay, so down here I also have the remote. This is the second player remote, which was also my remote. My brother was always player one. And this is like the main remote. Both of these are pretty yellow. All the buttons work and everything. I think we took really good care of it until it got to like the yellowing part. But I think I have everything. So I'm gonna plug these in. I'm also gonna find a game I wanna play. All of our games are in these little CDs here and inside the super old CD case. So yeah, I'll show you guys what it looks like and hopefully it can get to working on the TV that we have up here. But behind the TV, there's like all our little input output thingies. If you guys can see it, it's so dark, sorry. There you go. So hopefully it'll just fit in and it'll play.
Suntan, sunscreen, strawberry, ice cream, midsummer's daydream, sipping it between long days, warm nights, gliding like kites, sapphire, clear skies, whipped cream, cherry pies.
And we're on the board. Okay,
Every year, right around
look how
June
freaking old it is.
21st. I slip in my swimsuit, diving head first. Everything's coming up roses. Peachy, I feel like the world is finally swaying in the sunshine. Oh my, it's looking so fine. Divine. Fields of lavender, Provence weather. Evening walks, the fireflies with the twinkling of secrets, whispering sprinklers, bare feet, fingers running through vineyards. Every year, right around June 21st, I slip in my swimsuit, diving head first. Everything's coming up roses. Peachy, I feel like the world.
So we're just gonna make some soup tonight, and while I'm waiting for it to boil, we're basically just taking everything that we have as leftovers and then trying to make some kind of dinner out of it. Both of us aren't very hungry today, so we're not really looking for anything big for dinner, but this is a really simple like 15-minute soup that my mom taught me how to make. It's just like a bonito seasoning, tofu, mushrooms, seaweed, a little bit of sesame oil, and we're throwing in some fish cake and mandu because that's just what we had left over from our other meals and we wanted to use it up. So yeah.
My perfect date starts in a small cafe.
Good morning. So today I think I'm gonna spend the morning before my super peer calls making some kind of UI design. I have been trying to get more into making short form content, so like shorts, TikToks, reels, and like that kind of stuff. And I have this idea to make one, but it has to have a pink UI in it. And for some reason, like pink being my favorite color, I actually don't have any UI design that's done in pink. So I'm gonna try to change that today. And I thought I would take you guys along as we do a mini design with me. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but let's open up Figma and see what we end up with. So I'm thinking I want to design something with Dribble in mind, which means I have to design it within the frame of Dribble. That actually makes it a little bit easier for me because then I kind of have my constraints already. So for a dribble shot, you want to use 1600 width by 1200 height. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Next, I want to take a look at my Dribble account so that I can see, you know, what have I been making lately and what would look nice on my profile grid.
I think it's sweet, she sometimes winks when she laughs. I like the way she dances barefoot in the grass. Yeah, we get along alright. 'Cause I've been dating me my whole life.
Okay, so I time boxed myself to about an hour and a half to work on this and see if I can get anything I like out there. And I actually came up with 2 designs, but I'm not entirely sure about either of them, if they're exactly what I want. So the first one is kind of like, there's only one real main difference between them, and it's like the side image. So in this one, it's more of like a rectangle and kind of giving that like card fan kind of effect. And then the second one is like just the circular one that I had at the beginning. I find that often when you're designing things, you kind of like have your first idea and then you need to take like a whole journey around it until you eventually end up right back where you started. So it happens like that sometimes, and I think that's just all part of the process. So I have both of these designs here, and I'm still kind of deciding on which one is the right one that I feel comfortable like iterating on. But anyways, I think this is a pretty good place for me to end the video, so I'll probably get back to these designs later on in the week, but for now I really need to get ready for my super beer calls that I have this afternoon, and I'll probably take a break and get ready for work coming up on Monday. Yeah, I think this takes us to the very end of this video. Thank you guys so much as always for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Barefoot in the grass, yeah, we get along alright. 'Cause I've been dating me my whole life.
Hey, how are you? No worries, I'm glad we're able to talk today. How did everything go
We
yesterday?
take the back streets to avoid the crowds. Waltz over sidewalks and twirl